Hi everyone, welcome to Bad Deadly. I'm Chris King.
I'm Alexander Boyd.
Today we're going to film rundown. This is episode 14, so we're going to go down the biggest news topics of this week that are related with film, of course. And we're going to give you our thoughts. We're going to break them down. Really just kind of give you our insight, and we want your opinions as well and stuff. So let's get into it. There's a lot of topics to cover. First one, Tim Burton is set to, well, not set per se, but he's reported to direct the live-action version of Dumbo.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll jump into this one first. Okay, so it's weird that they're making a live version of Dumbo. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Babe.
Yeah.
It's all Babe.
Yeah.
Tim Burton. Okay, I'm not a big fan of Tim Burton. Stop hating everybody. Okay, I'm not a big fan of Tim Burton. It's just a few movies that he's made that are really good, like Big Fish. So, like, if he touches into that, there you go. I haven't seen Big Eyes. I think it's the last film that he made. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that, but apparently he's going for a little more realistic feel
Dramatic,
rather than his theatrical stuff that he used to do a lot of, like just build these weird worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So this fits because Dumbo is just a sad creature that is being abused by the circus. So it is touching up on a bunch of pretty dark stuff, and I think this is good. This is good for him. This is a good choice. It's a weird choice, but who else to get? For Dumbo.
Yeah. First Dumbo I looked it up was 1941. It is still one of my favorite Disney movies. That's why I had no shame in talking about this topic. One, because I'm a fan of, the stuff that Tim Burton has done. I know technically he's, Nightmare is not his, but his stamp on Nightmare, his stamp on Beetlejuice, for those two, and Batman, so he has been one of those people to kind of very good and bringing in like a existing franchise and kind of bringing a new twist and a new life to it. So for those, I'm so grateful to have had Tim Burton in film. But Dumbo overall, as long as I want it to be just like a shot for shot remake of Dumbo. It's a very short movie. It's about like an hour. I was thinking, I guarantee you, Johnny Depp's gonna be the rat.
It's not gonna be Dumbo.
No, because Dumbo is silent in the movie, which I hope they keep. Like, it's just about that relationship between like him and. We're getting too deep into Dumbo, but honestly, it's good. Like I haven't seen it, in a while, but it's one of the best movies. It's like up there in my top 3. Still had that stamp of Walt Disney on it, very touching, very emotional stuff. So I want to see just the pink elephants running around, saying that's one of my favorite, scenes in cinema.
Very scary scene.
Yeah, it is like very like the rat getting drunk off of like champagne and stuff like so. Anyway, it could be really awesome if they do it well. But just that CGI live action mix is not gonna be good. So anyway, there's that. Sticking with Disney, Tron 3 is set to film this year. I am crazy excited. They're getting the same director from Legacy. I can't remember his name, but yeah, Tron 3. So,
I wanted to like Tron. I really wanted to like it. I saw it in IMAX 3D.
Legacy, right?
Yeah, Tron Legacy. I wanted to like it. I wasn't very into it. The world they built was awesome. Yeah. I'm so happy they put Daft Punk in there. It was pretty interesting. Still one of the best soundtracks for a film.
Ever, yeah.
I think it's really good. It was pretty, but it's just a story that didn't get me.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Between the acting and the screenplay itself, it wasn't like the best movie ever and stuff, but for me, it was the atmosphere, mission, the design, and the overall just kind of direction of Tron Legacy that I loved. I loved it so much that I bought the soundtrack. I watched the movie several times in IMAX. I even bought the game. I don't believe because even
I heard it was bad.
It was very bad, but the light cycles that they remade in the game was so good. Like if they would have made just that as a game, it would have been awesome. But I'm hoping Tron 3 gets right and they put on your game. Plus, the kind of animation they put out, Uprising, after was pretty well received. Yeah. So it'll be interesting what they do with it. Moving on, James Gunn has just stated that he believes Marvel will not be at this year's Comic-Con 2015. Now we haven't been to Comic-Con yet, but we will be covering this comic. Will be the first one we actually really cover in like a full capacity. We won't be there, unfortunately, but we will cover anything that drops. So James Gunn is saying that Marvel won't be there at this Comic-Con. First of all, do you believe James Gunn? And 2, is this a good or bad move if it is true?
Okay, so I believe everything James Gunn says always, because he said doesn't lie to his fans. Okay, So also he's very outspoken. I don't know
Yes.
how Marvel even allows him to speak.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. They should like duct
With all
tape
the
his-
snipers, yeah.
Yeah, so this lawyer snipers.
Yeah.
I do believe him, and I get it because now it's owned by Disney. So I think that they're gonna move this to what is it, D23?
D23, yeah.
Yeah, their event, or just like they had that Marvel event, just
Well,
in
the
the
El
Capitan.
Capitan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I could see this. It's not necessarily a bad move, but there is a lot of their fans there. But to be honest, the people who are going to Comic-Con are gonna see these movies, so they don't need to spend that much money to advertise Marvel stuff there. What I do want though is those exclusive things, like the exclusive trailers. And those fun things that fans get to see before because they waited in line for 4 hours,
paid,
or they camped out, or they paid this much money. They're getting colds after these conventions, and so on and so forth. So I think that it's good. No, I get it, but I can't really say that it is a good move.
Yeah, for one, I'm not sure how much I actually buy into it. I will say that he is the most outspoken. Marvel guy that they've had for a long time. He's very outspoken with everything that he says. So there's definitely some truth to it. That's for sure. But for one, I don't think it's necessary. My main reason being because it's Comic-Con, and of course, not everyone knows that Comic-Con started really just about comics. In the namesake, like, it started with like 10 guys in some rented hallway from like some school with boxes of like 2 tables. And they just have like a few boxes of comics there where they, kind of sold and trade and bought. Like that was original Comic-Con, and now it's kind of blown into this very media covered sellout. What I'm saying it's sellout. It's very just like let's bring Robert Downey Jr. stuff, even though he's never read a comic before. Like he's the new Iron Man, so he's gonna be there. It's turned into this very thing, and we buy the Kool-Aid. Man, like we're there. Like I was trying to find those Batman vs Superman images. Once they leaked and everything like that, but it kind of sucks that Comic-Con has become so diluted with. No one goes there for comics.
Yeah.
No, like let's be real. Half of the people who go there do not go there for the comics. They go there to go watch the Hall H panels, which is their right to do. But I'm okay with them not being there. And plus, we just had that El Capitan thing. Layout Phase 3. They don't really need to show me anything more. Just let the movies roll out, which they're not going to do. They're going to spoil everything for us. But I would rather just kind of wait and be surprised.
Especially now that they're a small partner with Sony, and Sony likes to put the whole movie in a trailer, so probably that'll end up happening.
Yeah, I guess we can expect that at least DC will probably bring out some big guns.
Oh yeah, this is DC's time to shine right now.
Yeah, I think they do still need it because they haven't showed us squat. So.
Yeah, we just have Man of Steel. We had a couple of images.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't have to show us Batman vs Superman per se, but they can show us a new Green Lantern and stuff and make sure that it's not Chris Pine, that kind of stuff. I'll be good with that. So let's move on. Speaking of Sony, the Russo Brothers, we just talked about like a week or so ago about the whole 3-picture first look deal.
First look, yeah.
And the Russo Brothers now but also reported to be directing the new Ghostbusters movie, an all-male
the male-centric Ghostbusters.
Apparently Dan Aykroyd and someone else has developed this new company called Ghost Corporation. I like the name. But they're supposed to be overseeing all these new Ghostbusters movies. So it seems like we are getting a Ghostbusters universe, whether we like it or not. So do you like it or not?
See, I don't know. Am I the only person who like hangs out with guys and girls? Like, am I supposed to just hang out with guys and then start my own Ghostbusters like that?
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird that they're making it about gender.
Yeah, this is a gender thing. So I'm okay with it. I don't know how I feel about a Ghostbusters universe, but it is cool that they're getting Bridesmaids and Magic Mike Ghostbusters. They're just going to the set of Bridesmaids and just giving them all Ghostbusters equipment. Yeah. And then they're going to Shannon Tatum's strip club and they give them all equipment, and there's the Ghostbusters movies. Yeah. And eventually they're gonna clash. They're gonna get together.
Yeah, I was fine with just the all-female Ghostbusters and just leave it at that.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be
another 15 years. You can make another Ghostbusters movie if you want. Or I actually think this is probably a franchisable thing with just these girls being the new Ghostbusters. You can probably do 1 or 2 movies out of that, But we talked about this earlier. We're not a big fan of Ghostbusters. I like the first movie like everyone else. I watched it a lot in my youth, but other than that, I kind of left it there.
Yeah. There's some people who are really, really into it.
They're hardcore, yeah.
So that exists.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. So moving on, this is probably one of the bigger news topics of this week that broke, which was this whole shareholders meeting. I'm going to jam all into one. Bob Iger came out, reassured the shareholders, like, yeah, we're doing a bunch of stuff, you're going to make your money. And he brought out 3 big guns right here. First of all, let's start with this one. Frozen 2 announced. Okay, and the reason why I'm going to bring this up is not because I'm a fan of Frozen, but I mean, it's obvious, right? Like, this was bound to happen.
It has to happen. Oh, look, we're going to take our biggest movie and make a sequel? No, we're not going to make. Of course, you're making a sequel.
And it's gonna make bank.
It's
like,
gonna.
I you know what? I will say that I think the timing, if they release it, I don't know if he set a date. I think that it'd be better to be released it this year if possible. I don't know how long it's gonna take to develop that movie, but because at least for me, like, I'm way overtired of the whole Let It Go stuff. I think if you wait another 2 years, it'll be dead. By next year, it'll probably salvageable, but that's kind of a strike while the iron's hot kind of a thing, and it's still going on and on and on. So there's that. But anyway, moving on to more important news, Star Wars. He released the release date for, and if you're a fan of Frozen, not saying that you shouldn't be doing that, just personally. But anyway, Star Wars Episode 8, the release date has been set for May 26, 2017. So first of all, what do you think about that? I like the fact that they're bringing it back to May, the Star Wars month.
Yeah, that's about it. That's it. It's just Star Wars month, so they're bringing it there, and then they're going to start bringing the other ones. I believe it'll be back to like Christmas time. Yeah,
like in December. Yeah. So then the other one, which we should have mentioned first, which is Rogue One, because that comes out next year in December 16th. So we have the date. The director is not Gareth Edwards, is it? Who's
Rogue One?
Yeah. But he did do Godzilla, didn't he? No,
yes.
Oh, it is Gareth?
Yeah. I remember it was the director of Godzilla.
Okay. So he's doing Star Wars Rogue One. There's not much we can glean from the title, but there's been a lot of Rogue-centered games, a lot of Rogue-centered books, and all that kind of stuff. Rogue One is the title of the leader of the Rogue Squadron and stuff. So, do you think that this is still that bounty hunter movie we were gonna get? It doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like it. Also, the concept art that came out for it, they were like on the ground. It looks like war.
Yeah.
Just on the ground, it was raining, and they're all yelling, "Let's go to war."
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but this is supposed to be the one that has Felicity. I forget her name.
Jones.
Is it Felicity Jones? I forget. Anyway, but that girl, she's supposed to be leading that movie. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on, however. WB has just announced that King Arthur movies are coming out. So I want to talk about this for a second. I'm a big fan of that whole lore. I just recently played The Order, which is supposed to be kind of a weird spin-off of that kind of whole thing. But WB announces King Arthur. They're setting it up to be a 6-movie franchise.
King Arthur?
Yeah.
What?
So it's very it was out of the blue. I heard that there was a new King Arthur being developed, but this was supposed to be legit. Because we had like a weird, like that one with Keira Knightley and
I remember that one.
Clive Owen.
So that's the last one that is.
Yeah, so which was terrible. But this one's supposed to be like they're going all in. Like I think it's supposed to kind of fill that Lord of the Rings void. That's what I'm getting from it. 6 movies,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think that they do it well. I saw one of the concept art, which is just a sword and a stone. It looks dope. So I like it, and as long as WB kind of goes through that kind of dark, I know we said it too many times, but the reality is that like we had a King Arthur from Disney way back in the day, and it was super magical, and I don't want that King Arthur. I want like the epic poems of King Arthur. That's what I want, with the whole sword and the stone, the round table, the conquering, that kind of stuff. But anyway, what are your first thoughts on it? There was some casting, but I lost the list of names, But yeah, so it's set up to be 6 movies. Oh, and it's gonna be by Guy Ritchie.
Yeah. Okay. So Guy Ritchie's a very, very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Director. I'm one of the people who actually hated his Sherlock Holmes, but I guess that's because I'm a big, big fan of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Like I actually did read the books. I did watch. I am still watching Sherlock the show, and I didn't care about Elementary. I saw House. I saw Monk. I saw all these things that were inspired by it. I didn't watch The Mentalist. But anyways. So Guy Ritchie, really good, really bad. If I remember, he made Snatch as well. He made Snatch. He was the guy who made Snatch. I don't know if he was the one who made Rock and Rolla, but
He did
like,
as well.
see, so like those are hits.
Yeah.
For me, those are hits. So 6 movies. So this is like you stated, is filling the void for Lord of the Rings, and I could see that this is them cashing in on the Game of Thrones type stuff and Viking, which is still making money. Rome is done. Spartacus was great. So I think that they're filling into this thing, which is just gonna be super dark, super awesome. I'm for it. I don't know how I feel about King Arthur. To be honest, I never looked into the actual stories for King Arthur and the Knights of Templar and stuff.
Yeah, I love King Arthur. I'm hoping that they set it up right and stuff. But leftover as well. Sticking with WB, Joker and Deathstroke rumors. Now, this is kind of, again, a lot of speculation about Suicide Squad and coming out lately, Batman news and Joker news, all that kind of stuff. But the gist of what this was, as far as the Joker's concerned, he's supposed to be more wiry. Like, he's supposed to have been like, you're gonna find him and he's gonna be working out in prison, and you're gonna see his body as well. They announced that the rumor at least that he's gonna have bleached skin, so his whole skin will be white, which we haven't had ever. I think Cesar Romero's Joker was. I think his arms were also all white. But Jack Nicholson was just the face, I believe.
No, I think he was white. He was
well.
bleached white, but at one point he painted his face to be normal.
Oh yeah. That's
what it was.
Yeah, but I don't think we ever saw him topless.
Yeah, I never seen anything below his neck.
Yeah, so I don't know. If someone paused one of those screenshots, maybe you could tell us if his wrist was white because when he was wearing a suit. So Joker's gonna be wiry, bleached skin. So first of all, thoughts on Joker, who's gonna be a buff, not necessarily buff, but we're playing.
They're going for, because they're cashing in also on Jared Leto. I don't want a sexy Joker. Okay, I don't want Joker to join Magic Mike. Going back to Magic Mike, it's just I don't care. Why is he gonna be topless? What?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I always did kind of find it weird that in some of the comics, the Joker would fight Batman and stuff, which he should not last minute. But I mean, the thing is that those kind of Jokers, like, they had like bomb pies and they had laughing gas canisters. So it looks like this Joker's actually gonna fight. Like, he's probably gonna fight and use a knife, something like that.
Yeah, there's that point. They even did that. They touched on Dark Knight, where he actually was there and he was getting his butt kicked by Batman, but still, like, he just kept going. Like, he just didn't feel it. He just laughs. Like, he doesn't care.
So I'll mention this rumor that I wasn't going to mention, but bringing up this whole Joker thing with Batman. Another rumor is that Batman in this movie is supposed to be sort of like a ghost.
Yeah.
Like a legend. Like, no one really has confirmed that there is a Batman, but apparently only the villains know that there's a Batman. So what do you think about that?
The more I hear about this, the more it seems like Assault on Arkham or Attack on Arkham. I think it was Assault on Arkham. It sounds more like that. And then from some other rumors that I hear also, it's going to be like The Dark Knight Returns. So in The Dark Knight Returns, he's been gone for about 10 years or something. Yeah. So he did become this myth. And in Assault on Arkham, they're just like, people come out at nights. There's something that comes out at nights. So they did touch on that it's just this ghost. Like, they do know Batman is Batman, but there's something. So I guess that's what we're going to touch on this. Like, it's just nobody has confirmed that Batman is Batman.
Yeah. I think that if they at least kind of reveal it in the right way, it could work. Final topic with that Suicide Squad stuff is Deathstroke. Now, we don't have a confirmed casting for Deathstroke, at least. But they're supposed to say that Deathstroke is going to be one of the villains. And apparently, they're all villains, right? But that Deathstroke is going to be he's going to be badass. He's going to have his mask. And he's going to be able to take out the entire Suicide Squad in a few scenes. Like, he's going to just take them all out, and I guess apparently they will try to band together to get him. But what do you think about that Deathstroke rumor? Again,
Assault on Arkham. It happened in Assault on Arkham. And I get it. I like it. Deathstroke is supposed to show how awesome he is, so it's good for that.
Yeah, it definitely works in that sense as well. So a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, those kind of stuff, especially a lot of comic news this week. But give us all your opinions in the comments below. Share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. Let us know what other kind of movies we should keep our eye on that you guys are interested in. So for everything like that and more, you're in the right place. Go Deli.